All right. That was one heck of a wild card game, huh?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Glad to have you here again to help us break it all down.
Always a pleasure.
So we're diving into this Miko News article today.
All right.
It takes a deep look at the Texans' win over the Chargers
Mm-hmm.
and poses a pretty interesting question.
Okay.
Did the Texans really dominate? Or did the Chargers just kind of implode?
Right, like did they just hand us the win?
Exactly. And
Mhm.
it seems like there's some strong opinions out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The article does a good job, though, presenting both sides.
You got analysts who are praising the Texans' performance,
Right.
but then you also have others who are saying, the Chargers just completely fell apart.
Totally. And,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard not to look at C.J. Stroud and think,
Oh, yeah.
wow, what a game.
I mean,
He had that rough start, though.
right, like in the beginning it was like, is this the same guy we saw all season?
Totally.
But then, boom, he just explodes with that 99-yard touchdown drive.
And some folks over on Nico TV are already saying
Let me guess.
he's the second coming of Tom Brady.
Of course they are.
But
But,
the article also mentions
right.
that the Chargers defense had some pretty big lapses on that drive.
Yeah, they did.
So is it all Stroud, or
Well,
were there some other factors at play there?
it's tough to say for sure. I mean, Stroud made some incredible throws on that drive.
Yeah.
There's that one play where he hits Johnson right between two
I
defenders.
know what you're talking about.
Just a laser, right?
Unbelievable.
But at the same time, the Chargers' safeties
Oh, they were.
were totally out of position.
Yeah, they gave Johnson so much space.
It was like they weren't even there.
So maybe a bit of both.
Yeah, I think so.
Stroud's talent combined with some mistakes by the Chargers.
Right, and speaking of mistakes,
Oh, boy.
we got to talk about Justin Herbert.
4 interceptions,
Ooh.
including that pick 6 by Eric Murray. I mean, Chargers fans on Miko TV are calling it the worst game of his career.
I can't say I blame them.
So was our defense really that good? Or was Herbert just having a complete meltdown?
Well, Herbert is a great quarterback.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But this game, it was like
Man.
he was seeing ghosts out there.
Yeah, like he just couldn't get comfortable.
Exactly. Our defensive line was getting to him, forcing him to make these quick decisions.
And then that Eric Murray interception.
Oh,
He just stared down his receiver the whole way.
I know. It's like he didn't even see Murray just lurking in the zone.
He was almost too easy.
Right.
I remember watching it live and thinking,
Yeah.
no way he doesn't see him there.
But he didn't.
Yeah, and the Chargers' offensive line
Oh,
really struggled to contain our pass rush.
they did. They did?
Herbert never really had a chance to settle in.
Nope, not at all.
It felt like he was under pressure the entire game.
Yeah, and when you combine that pressure
Right.
with some of the decisions he was making,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not hard to see how those interceptions happen.
it's a recipe for disaster.
Pretty much.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit here
Okay.
and talk about Joe Mixon.
All right.
He had himself a day,
He did.
106 rushing yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah. But, the article kind of suggests
Yeah.
that he might have benefited from a weak Chargers defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, was it just that they were weak or?
It wasn't just that they were weak. I mean, they also made some pretty crucial errors.
Oh, yeah. Like, what kind of errors are we talking about?
There was this one play I remember.
Okay.
It was just a simple handoff up the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Chargers defensive tackle, he just completely over-pursued,
Oh, no.
leaving this gaping hole in the line.
Wow.
Mixon sees it, hits the hole hard, and picks up like 15 yards
Yeah.
before anyone can even touch him.
I remember that one. It was like
Oh, yeah.
watching a truck go through a picket fence.
Exactly. And then later in the game,
Yeah.
there's another run where Mixon bounces it outside.
Okay. And the Chargers linebacker takes a bad angle,
Uh-oh.
allowing Mixon to cut back inside
Oh, no.
for another big gain.
Sounds like the Chargers just couldn't figure out how to contain him.
Nope. They just had no answer for him.
So where does all this leave us with the Texans' defense? I mean, they were getting a lot of praise after the game.
Rightfully so.
But the article does raise an interesting point.
What's that?
Were they really that good, or did they just get lucky with Herbert's mistakes?
That's a fair question. I mean, those interceptions were huge.
Oh, yeah, for
Or
sure.
definitely momentum swings.
Absolutely.
But you can't just dismiss the Texans' defense entirely.
Right.
They came into this game with a solid game plan,
Mhm.
and they executed it. I mean, flawlessly.
What impressed you the most about their performance?
Their discipline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't fall for any of the Chargers' tricks.
Mhm.
They stuck to their assignments, kept everything in front of them, and just forced Herbert to make those bad throws.
It wasn't flashy, but it was definitely effective.
Exactly.
So you're saying it wasn't just luck.
No, not at all.
Our defense deserves credit for making those plays happen.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the pressure they were getting on Herbert.
Yeah.
They were in his face all night, forcing him to rush his throws.
Right.
And then in the secondary, their coverage was tight.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Herbert very few open targets.
Yeah, it was like,
I know.
those are every
It was
day.
a total team effort on defense.
I love to see it.
Me too.
And the fans. Oh, boy, the fans.
Oh, yeah.
Miko TV is blowing up with reactions.
As always.
Chargers fans are understandably devastated.
Of course.
Blaming everything from Coach Harbaugh's play calling to bad luck.
It's understandable.
And, of course, Texans fans are over the moon.
Rightfully so.
I mean, this one comment on Miko TV from a Chargers fan,
Yeah.
it just breaks my heart.
What does it say?
This team is cursed in the playoffs.
Oh, man.
It's tough to see their hope dwindling like that.
I know, but
Yeah.
on the flip side, right.
Texans fans are already planning their Super Bowl parties.
I love the enthusiasm.
Me too.
But,
Should we be getting ahead of ourselves?
yeah, I mean, let's be real.
Huh.
The Chargers gave us a lot of help in this one,
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the hype after a win like that.
especially in the playoffs.
But the article makes a good point.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't exactly faced the toughest competition so far.
That's true. I mean, the Chargers had a lot of talent,
Right.
on paper at least,
Right.
but they just seem to unravel under pressure.
Totally.
The real test will be how the Texans perform against a team that's, firing on all cylinders.
Against a real contender.
Exactly.
So let's go back to the big question then.
Okay.
Did the Texans actually win this game?
Mm-hmm.
Or did the Chargers lose it?
I think it was a bit of both, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
The Chargers definitely made some costly errors,
Oh, yeah.
but the Texans, they were in the right place at the right time
Mm-hmm.
to capitalize on those mistakes.
Right place, right time.
They played smart, disciplined football.
Yeah.
And you know what? They deserved that win.
I like the way you put that. They earned it.
They did.
But looking ahead, are there any areas where
Oh, yeah.
the Texans need to improve
Definitely.
if they want to make a real run at the Super Bowl?
For sure. One thing that stood out to me was their red zone offense.
Okay.
They had a couple of drives stall out, inside the 20-yard line
Yeah.
against a tougher opponent. Those missed opportunities,
Oh, yeah.
they could come back to haunt them.
That's a great point. They'll need to be more efficient
Mm-hmm.
if they want to go all the way.
For sure.
So what's your prediction then?
Mm.
Do you think the Texans have what it takes to make a deep playoff run?
It's tough to say for sure.
Really?
They've shown flashes of brilliance this season,
Yeah.
but they've also had their inconsistencies.
Yeah.
If they can clean up those red zone issues and keep playing with the same intensity they showed against the Chargers, then I think they could surprise a lot of people.
Well said. And of course, we want to hear from all of you
Oh, yeah.
watching on Miko TV.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the Texans' performance?
Yeah.
Are you feeling confident about their chances in the playoffs?
Let us know.
Head over to the comments section and let us know.
This deep dive has been a blast.
It really has.
And we'll be back next week to break down another big game.
Can't wait.
Until then, keep bleeding back.